Jim? Are you on this frequency? Jim, are you out there? I'm at the rendezvous. It's all clear here. I've been thinking about what you said. There's something dark in me, Jim. I need you. I need you to hear me right now.
Your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this news. Notorious rebel Jim Raynor was captured in a daring raid yesterday. He was briefly interrogated and summarily executed. Emperor Mengsk had this to say.
Proud Dominion citizens, at long last our nightmare is over. The lawless terrorist James Raynor is dead. With his death comes a new era of peace. The Protoss have retreated from our dominion, and the Zerg threat has been removed. Their swarm is shattered and leaderless. Soon, we will eradicate every last Zerg on Char. In short, we have won. Our peace and security is assured. Good night, my faithful subjects.
Mengsk.
Navigation online. Destination Zerg space. Confirm.
Confirmed.
And welcome back to StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm. This is episode 4, Harvest of Screams. We are getting underway.
Intercepted Dominion transmissions indicate the Zerg swarm has been split into factions. A brood mother named Nafash took her brood to the frozen moon of Calder. Recent reports indicate a Protoss presence there. There is a high likelihood that Nafash is fighting the Protoss for control of Calder. Her brood is believed to contain highly evolved, dangerous Zerg organisms. Warning. Zerg organisms detected.
That's why I'm here. They'll either accept me as their queen, or I'll start killing them one by one until they do. What are you?
I am Isha. Your Majesty used to store all her ideas, thoughts, and plans within me. Do you not remember?
Yes, I do remember you. More importantly, you remember me.
You are the Queen of Blades. I obey.
Perfect. Summon the swarm and prepare to move on Core Hall.
The swarm is in disarray and will not answer your call. Most Zerg on Calder are under the command of Broodmother Nafash. She seeks to create her own swarm. While she lives, the swarm will be divided.
Not for long it won't. Take us down to the surface.
Okay, so having decided to rebuild the swarm and exact revenge against Minsk, Kerrigan has made her way to this Zerg Leviathan, which is kind of like an analog to the Hyperion. It's where we'll have our in-between mission conversations and upgrade units and mission debriefs, etc.
Tell me about this Leviathan.
It is the organism from which you command the swarm, and this is its nerve center.
And it can take me to any world I wish?
Of course, my queen, but our numbers are few. Before conquering other worlds, you may wish to reclaim your forces here on Calder.
Leave the strategy to me. Now, what else can I do on this Leviathan?
You can evolve and upgrade your swarm in the evolution pit. The creature Abathur can help you.
What are you?
Abathur. Evolve swarm, spin strands and sequences. Served Overmind, then served Queen of Blades. Now serve you.
I am the Queen of Blades.
Different. Examining genetic strands. Queen of Blades was efficient, ancient Zerg qualities. Minor Terran influence. You, infected with more Terran matter. Grasper limb poorly designed. Can improve. We'll give it back better.
Don't touch me.
Only focus is evolving the swarm. Seek perfection in all things. Work in evolution pit. Can review my work here. Evolved Zerglings much more efficient in battle. Swarm suffering on this moon.
I thought you'd made my Zerg stronger than this.
Calder as cold as deep space. Other than Leviathan, no reason to specialize swarm for such cold.
Is that an excuse?
Wasteful to spin unnecessary adaptations. Complexity, bad. Not needed before. Needed now. We'll look for local fauna. Essence useful for swarm adaptation.
Do it.
Organism can be upgraded. 3 distinct mutations available. Once chosen, will activate sequences within creature. Improve combat potential. Mutation choice, not permanent. Can alter at any time.
Okay, so the evolution pit, like Abathur explains, is where you upgrade your units. It's very similar to the armory on the Hyperion, where we would go talk to Swan and purchase upgrades. The big difference is with the Zerg, you can change them from mission to mission. So our first unit here is the Zergling. We could have increased health, increased movement speed, or increased attack speed, which is what we ultimately take, and I believe I just leave it on that for the entire game, because it's badass.
The scouts report that Nafash set up a hive on this plane, but abandoned it shortly after.
She moved off into those ice valleys. That must be where the Protoss are.
Nafash moved her brood into these ice valleys to fight the Protoss. It is unknown if she will join you willingly. This moon has pockets of intense cold, called flash freeze storms. One such storm is approaching. It will push temperatures down so fast that almost all thermal energy will be lost. The storm will pass quickly, but while it is here, your troops will be frozen in place.
I can sense indigenous creatures nearby. Their matriarchs have powerful essence, strong enough to help us adapt to this cold. There's not much time. The swarm never rests. I have to find an Ursidon matriarch and get her essence.
This Zerg is feral. It is not under the control of any higher entity.
Let's get this over with. Get going. Nothing stands in my way. This world is another feral roach. Something is very wrong. What is it now? Out with it. Let's get this over with. You have my attention. Push ahead.
The flash freeze is near.
I just have to find an Ursidon matriarch. There's not much time.
The flash freeze has arrived. Your troops are frozen.
These Ursidon, led by Matriarch, strong essence. Once local essence assimilated, Swarm will resist flash freeze.
Flash freeze is passing.
Swarm hungers. Get going. Let's get this over with. There's not much time. The swarm never rests. There's not much time. Who asked you? Yes? Push ahead. This world is mine.
Essence assimilated. Swarm resistant to flash freeze.
Excellent. And now I can sense Nefash's hive cluster nearby.
Injured roaches able to burrow, regain health.
This world is mine. Nefash's brood. The Protoss must have wiped them out. I'll awaken this hive cluster for the swarm.
The Protoss sense the awakening. They are aware of our presence.
The Queen of Blades. But what has happened to you? Frail and human.
Protoss. I wondered when you'd show yourselves.
We must inform Shakuras. They will send the Golden Armada. They will destroy you.
Isha, tell me the Protoss are out of range of Shakuras.
They are, my queen. However, the Protoss have psi-link spires that can amplify their psionic communication.
Then we destroy those spires before the Protoss can activate them. Speak quickly. Let's get this over with.
Additional matriarch essence nearby. If collected, Swarm can become more efficient in flash freeze.
I do like an efficient swarm. If I have a chance, I will hunt down some matriarchs. Get going. The swarm never rests. This world is mine. Push ahead. This world is mine.
Brave Protoss, slow her down. Take the fight to her.
Nothing stands in. What is it now? Get going.
Protoss approaching the hive cluster.
Matriarch essence useful. Visibility during flash freeze increased.
Flash freeze approaching. The Protoss will be vulnerable until it passes.
The Protoss are defenseless. Attack now. What is it now?
Okay, so I happen to know from experience that the Protoss would get frozen right as they approach the base there, so use the time to go
Yes.
get the first of the 3 matriarch essences
Get
for
going.
the bonus objectives. And there were also some scattered resources that I was able to collect to kind of help kickstart our economy here.
Flash freeze is passing.
Who asked you?
And also, as you get more of those matriarch essences, you're kind of instantly adapted to the cold better. So it helps you on this map because you can see the timer in the top middle. You know, there's a flash freeze in this much time. And if you don't get those essences and adapt, then you'll be frozen and won't be able to use the time as well to attack the Protoss and get the other things done. Okay, base building wise, there's our second hatchery coming up, and just to the bottom is an evolution chamber, and that's where you get your in-mission upgrades for ground units. Now to the left of the main hatchery and just above the secondary hatchery is an egg-shaped building with 3 amber glowing lights on either side of its entrance. That's a roach warren, and you need that in order to make roaches, which is the new unit for this mission, and I'll tell you more about them later.
In a few moments, there will be a flash freeze.
Nothing stands in my way. Out with it. Get going.
Flash freeze storm has arrived.
Press our advantage. Destroy the Protoss. Who asked you?
Okay, so you get the idea with this mission. The flash freezes come and go. While they're active, we can press out and get a lot done while the Protoss are frozen, which is very helpful. Ultimately, we need to destroy these 3 side-link spires to prevent the Protoss from notifying all the Protoss, like in the universe, that the Queen of Blades is still alive and she's attempting to rebuild the swarm.
What is it now?
Flash freeze storm is fading.
Now, it may seem pretty easy given the massive advantage we have of being able to press out with impunity during the flash freezes. The catch is that the native Ursidon, the kind of Yeti-like, enemies whose matriarch essence we're also acquiring, they're immune to the flash freezes, and they'll begin to attack our base and kind of harass us while we press out. So you do have to remain vigilant and defend your base, and that's why I'm putting up some static defense.
Who asked you? The swarm never rests.
The golden unlock will be your end.
Get going.
In a few moments, there will be a flash freeze.
Now, you may have noticed that I'm not mining any gas so far. There are 2 geysers on the right. One already has an extractor with no workers. The reason I'm ignoring gas right now is that you don't actually need units that require gas to make in order to complete this mission.
A flash freeze storm has hit.
The Protoss are defenseless. Attack now. The swarm never rests. You have my attention. Nothing stands in my way. Get going. Yes? One down.
Even if you destroy our spires, we will get word to Shakuras.
Flash freeze is passing.
Okay, so the first spire down, and we have a 3rd hatchery up here. They're all linked in one control group, so I can just pump out massive quantities of Zerglings. Look at this. And
out with it.
Mutation.
Again, it's not that roaches are bad. They're quite a good unit. They're a ranged unit. Now, they can't attack air, only ground, but they're very good. And later in the game, when we get them
you have my attention.
Evolved a little better, they're quite useful. But it's just this specific mission. It's way more efficient because all you need to make Zerglings are minerals. And they're also small, and they can move around all the frozen, statue-like Protoss during a flash freeze much better than the kind of clunky roaches. So that's why we're doing it this way.
Flash freeze will be here soon.
Okay, for this next bit, it's a little tricky. You gotta keep pumping out Zerglings, but you have to leave them at home to defend, and then you take the force you have, and you've got to press all the way through to the spire, and then move behind the enemy lines to get to the matriarch.
Flash freeze.
In my way.
And the scary part is we run out of flash freeze time, right?
Let's get this over with.
Before we get done with everything. So we kill the spire, and then we get over to where the Ursidon are on the far left, and we can kill that. But meanwhile, the Protoss will have come back to life, and this main force will be kind of pinned behind enemy lines there.
Get going.
So again, that's why you gotta leave your Zerglings at home to defend.
Nothing stands in my way. One more left.
It's no use, Kerrigan. Shakuras will destroy you.
Flash freeze ending. We should retreat until the next storm hits.
Matriarch essence assimilated. Swarm perfectly adapted to fight in flash freeze storms.
Yes?
Okay, so 2 out of the 3 spires done. We got both matriarch essences done, and we need to just sit tight until the next flash freeze. Meanwhile, see this? We have a beautiful Zerg force back at home to defend. And guess what's coming? An attack.
The Hive cluster is under attack. The Hive cluster is under attack. In a few moments, there will be a flash freeze.
Now, unfortunately, I don't have any air defense, so that one scout is just attacking my spine crawler with impunity, but look at the timer. 10 seconds, we're going to have another flash freeze, and we're going straight for the final spire, and this mission will be over.
Who asked you?
Flash freeze storm has arrived. Our forces are under attack.
What is it now? The swarm never... You have my attention.
The spires have fallen! Retreat!
The Protoss expedition will be unable to contact Shakuras.
Now they have to deal with us.
All right, so Sarah Kerrigan on her way to regaining control of the swarm. Harvest of Screams. This is StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm. We'll see you in the next episode.